Hello guys and gals, my name is TimesFly845 and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. Let's do it. Day of the trial. Alright, October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, Room Number 4. Alright. Forgot about something. This little baby here. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Briefly describe this case to the court. Sorry. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Apologies if you can hear any of the music my stepfather's playing. Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio One to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No, I think I got it. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Samurai spear. The spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? What did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Let's do it, Edgeworth. Come on. Will the witness declare her name? I forgot about that face. Hi, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Your name, please. It looks like Edgeworth is a bit flustered too. Oh, dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. No need for you to... Yeah, there is plenty. Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. That is an unfortunate last name. So just... Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. I was reading. Look, guys. When she does that, I am not going to bother with. I'm not gonna bother with the freaking trying to read that. Well, trying to read it and speak it out loud. That's just no. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Objection sustained. Agreed! The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? The stationer at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yeah. Yes, see, I was. That is a palindrome. And a very strange one. I mean, you see that? And I'm gonna let him finish. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Definitely Phoenix. Witness's account. Okay. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Correct. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. So the certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Seriously, one of the things I kind of missed out on is the crossing between, like, Phoenix here and Edgeworth here, or any prosecutor. I wanted to see that in this form, but they didn't do it. That's kind of annoying me. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at this gas station at 1 p.m. Oh yeah, what is this thing, by the way? What is this? I want to know. Does it tell me what? Apparently not. Might as well press. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is... what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to the Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Was in his dressing room sleeping. Supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you get there afternoon? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You're not going to. Unfortunately. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was one when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time. No breaks. Not even a second. Of course. I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper whapper. That's backwards. Snipper whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? Why don't you raise an objection, really? So the witness was on duty. So the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. What did you see? That'd be correct. It's obvious. Oh ho ho! I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Unfortunately, I might have to agree with you. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. 2. You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Try not to get so excited at your age. I think he's about the same age as you. Maybe older. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. I'm having a bit of difficulty believing that due to the fact that, well, the guy you saw pass you wasn't costume. Yes, I know this is something I should be objecting to, but I don't know. Nick? Doesn't she seem like she's enjoying this a little too much? Windbags love gossiping about other people's misfortunes. Ugh. Can't she get her kick somewhere else? So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. That is no way to tell for certain that is Powers.
Objection!
Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo or Tokyo. None other than the Steel Samurai. Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Even Edwards realizes that. And usually he has a retort to that. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. What was that face? I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. You're old too. You're old too, for crying out loud. Of course I have proof. Have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeless is surprised. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Look, the last time I saw the Let's Play, it was fairly certain years ago. Even Edgeless is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. Make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone being so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Oh my! I think Gumshoe needs to get retrained as a detective. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even... Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeless speechless. She's good. Has left even Edgeless speechless. She's good. Yeah. Let's hear about your proof, then. Let's do it. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. Well, technically speaking, anyone who was there... I vaguely remember this, by the way. Anyone who was there, who knew about Powers' injury, could easily fake it to make sure that anyone who saw them in the costume was in fact Powers. So that's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Not really. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. I don't think I have anything in the, Why do I have this as evidence? Seriously. Yes, I more or less understand it's for the address thing down the line, but still. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Whippersnapper. Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs? Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today. Always whining about each other, pointing fingers this way and that. It's enough to make an old lady want to cry. Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright? Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning during the run-through of this action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. Oh, no, not that. He broke a prop? He sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The metal weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear updated in the court record. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnappers. Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Objection! There it is. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing that. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai, then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. I think we've had enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure? You're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else... I also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. Someone else not caught on camera could have killed... We have to consider that possibility. Also, Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh, a new one. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. I saw go to the studios before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Witness's account continued. Alright. I don't think I have any evidence here. No, I don't think I do. How do you know that? Eh? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy. Oh, windbag. I love Maya's face right here. Oh, windbag sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. The time of Warhammer's What is it I'm missing? Photo number... That clearly says photo number 2, but I don't know if I should present it. I'm out of water. Ugh. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. I would have seen them. No one else, but that says photo number 2. Right, this might be the right thing.
Objection!
It was! Yes! Hold on. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, my goodness. I thought I was wrong for a moment there. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? It was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. Whenever anyone passes by here. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the gas station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. If you want to work at the studio. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo, I printed the words. On the back of the photo, I printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data? Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. Hey? Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. What it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. But believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. That is... Huh. Some help you are. You're whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag. Something the matter, Miss Oldbag. Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, honey. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Another job? That's right. I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I looked closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces. For the most part. For the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers' photo, didn't I? Did I? I think she's missing the point. Yeah. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Humph. A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Well, wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. Saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. But, right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Okay. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? Who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick? What are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it will take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick. It's time. Okay. Let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is no one else that could have committed the crime. Still no one else. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. Oh, is that meant to be replacing my exclamation points? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. So that's when one of my exclamation points is at stake. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? Definitely not the assistant, and definitely not the grade school boy. By the way, we have names for two of these characters. Why can't we just call them that? Wendy Oldbag. He was the security lady. Who? You had me. Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scenes run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, old bag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Order! Is this true, old bag? Old bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Slipped into Studio 1. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh, yeah, right there. Sherlock Holmes too, baby. Well, the second, I guess. Hold on a second, I have a multi-tool in my pocket that seemed to annoy me. Yes, you pointed out a possibility. This, by the way. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an Egyptian? Egyptian. That's not a word. Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh. So you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe now is my chance to take this the whole way. Might as well. I love how the other option says give Granny a break. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. On Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Right, I'm surprised that no one else brought that up. Lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper. I have proof. This is news to me. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. I don't know. Again. Like I said, I may have watched a playthrough, but I don't remember much of it. Where's the body from again? Pierced through the chest. I don't know. Good lord. Alright, give me a moment. I'm gonna think this through. Alright, bye for now. Right, now, I did something I probably shouldn't have. I did a small bit of research on this. Now, believe it or not, before I did the research, I swear, I was thinking either the spear. Hold on, is it still recording? Well, is it still going? Either the spear or the key card. Card key. I think the samurai spear is the better bet. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. The very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? But I swear, I was thinking either the spear or the card key. I swear. Yes, it is a bit of cheating, but still. The windbag speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Find out more about your witness, Miss... Something old bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. Look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Seriously though, I was thinking that it was the spear. Or the card key. I swear. Yes, I did a small bit of research. I know that's cheating. But I'm not gonna do that at all anymore. I'm gonna go with my gut from now on. In fact, give me a moment to make sure nothing breaks. Alright. I am gonna punch myself in the face. That's punishment here. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, that wasn't... Ah, there we go. The first one didn't really hurt. That one did. Oh. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. That's right. So you're told not to talk by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something. We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of the action scene without a director? How could they have done a run-through of the action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one... Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. Running out of time. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Joined the producer around lunchtime. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2. There was a Studio 2. Was Phoenix not paying attention? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So, you got your bonus, and you got your bonus, and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I had to ask. Stop giving me the damn option. I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. So, you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about... Oh, I really should have noticed. Apologies, got interrupted. So, they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. Well, I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeless. Almost. She really left him hanging on this one. Them? Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Wow. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really, it's nothing. Oh, she's cute. Oh, or should I... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have you figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, so with or without my accusation. Any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Alright. That'll be all for this episode. Right, and that'll be all for this episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Done about case 3, or episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. If you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. Feel free to comment. My name is TimeSlayer845. TimeSlayer845. Like I said, I've been beginning to do that lately. And I am out of here. Goodbye!